Okay, today I'm giving myself the permission to be passionate. I'm passionate about business and I'm passionate about helping people. And one of the biggest things I see as a hidden cost in any business, and it's not just in business, it's in any life, the biggest hidden cost I see is actually lack of action. If you take action in your life and you take action in your business, you're going to be moving forward. Often we either get too stuck or too lazy. It's not about knowing the answer or having the solution necessarily. It's about taking action on that answer and on that solution for our business. And that's important today. The actual hidden costs we're going to look at is really important that you're willing to take action. Now these videos are free, and if you take action on just the couple of things I'm sharing with you in these videos, you will get a difference in your business. If it's applicable to you and you take the advice and take the action just on what we're covering in these 5 to 10 minutes, you will find a difference in your business. But it's down to you. And this is our next point on uncovering hidden costs too. And again, this is an Expo short training from Bromley Business Expo. I'm Heather Bond from Taking Your Business Online. So just to remind you that these are the intro short trainings from Bromley Business Expo, and it's 3 short trainings on the potential of unseen costs in your business. So things that aren't that obvious to you that might be costing you dearly in your business. And that's what I want to get over today. I'm not shooting these videos because I'm not wanting to add value to you. I want to make a difference. So let's get on with it. There are longer trainings available, as I said before. And if you like our Facebook page, you'll get more information about those. But I really want to get down to area 2 today, and what we're looking at is the cost of logic and intelligence in your business. Like, we're brought up to understand that everything has to be around intelligence, everything has to be logical, because that's the way the education system has got us to think, that 1 + 1 = 2. But unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. That's not how customers buy. That's not how we make decisions and choices. A lot more comes into it. So if you run your business basically on something that, you refined, you've got it to work, and therefore you think that it's going to work for the rest of infinity, then unfortunately that's not necessarily true. Things change. So, what am I rambling on about? Well, for instance, going to the Bromley Business Expo, you may be weighing up, I can't afford it, it's a cost, it's time out of my business, but look at the hidden costs of not going, the missed opportunities of not actually being at the expo. You might not meet that person who's going to make the biggest difference in your business this year. You might not get to buy that thing you've been looking for the last 2 years, and it actually just happens to be the perfect solution, happens to be at the expo. So get there, get networking. Take some action to get out there and meet other people. Okay, met other people. Meet other people and meet other businesses, because actually getting out there and meeting people, you get other ideas, you feed off other people's enthusiasm, you get re-motivated and re-passionate about your own business. And attend a workshop that you need for your business. Yes, what we're offering is free, but it doesn't mean it isn't valuable. Get yourself along to the expo. This is for you and for your business. We aren't just putting this on because it's a nice exercise. We're putting the effort to promote businesses in Bromley, and this is your opportunity for your business. Ask the questions you've been putting off. Ben again, he's popular. So ask the questions you've been putting off in your business, the things you've been stuck on. You may not have had someone to ask. You may not have had someone who knows the answer. We've got a whole host of different people, different trades, different experiences at the expo. Get along there and make sure that you ask the questions you want the answers to. And enjoy yourself. Give yourself permission to go and enjoy, because that's the best way you're going to build relationships. If you're being you in your own energy, enjoying yourself, you are going to attract people. So get along there, enjoy yourself, network and grow your business. Back to our money wasting hidden cost. And again, it's logic and intellect. They do not necessarily win or keep customers. What works for one niche may not work in another. What works for one country may not work in another. And we've all seen that. So we're often looking for that winning formula, that step 1, 2, 3 that's going to win us customers. I see it in my business as people want to come online. They see, make business happen overnight, make money overnight, all these get rich schemes. And the reason people buy into them is because, one, they think it's not going to be any effort. Two, they think it's going to happen very, very quickly. And three, they think that really it's going to be a magic formula. And unfortunately, magic formulas don't always appear. And what you've got to be aware of, especially in your business and in your marketing, is that customers are different. You need to know your customer. You need to know what it is that your product or service, what problem it's solving, or what value it's adding. What pleasure is someone gaining from being involved with your business and your product. For example, I've just given you a quick example of the internet, but we see it all over. We see Tesco most recently losing customers because they thought they had the winning formula. They thought it worked, but customers are fickle. They change with the times, and what one type of customer wants, you may not be able to serve that in your market, and that's fine. It's really about focusing on exactly what your niche is and what your customer wants. So for instance, getting back to the Tesco example, they had the kind of middle class people, and what they've attempted to do is grow fast, cut costs, cut staff, on the basis that with the economy no one would mind that the shops were starting to look shabby. No one would mind that they were starting to look like the lower end of the supermarket chain. And unfortunately people do mind. They like the environment, they like that they feel they're getting quality, they liked the level at which they were shopping. It's like a luxury brand trying to break into the bargain market. It just, it doesn't always work, because the reason people buy luxury is because it is luxury. It's the status of the fact that it is luxury. So, if the Ritz offered you a room at £5 per night, you'd be asking yourself, what's wrong here? What's up? And that's what you've got to keep in mind when you're marketing and when you're looking at your products and services. The thing is that people do not buy on logic. They may think they do. The fact is that people make a decision about buying purchases within the first few seconds, and they have a buying strategy that they use all of the time. What they do is they make the decision unconsciously and then spend the rest of the time consciously trying to come up with some logical and intellectual reason to justify the decision they've already made. So here's a few things to take into account. We don't buy based on logic. We buy based on emotion, on feeling, and on a whole host of other buying strategies. So it's your past experiences, your beliefs, your experience with products before, all of that. People buy based on pain or pleasure. They're looking to fulfill a need. They're looking to reduce a pain. They're looking for something that's going to be pleasurable to them. So make sure your product falls into that, and that's how it's marketed to people. If it's marketed as middle sort of level apathetic marketing, then you're not going to get that emotional hook from your potential customer. Rapport is important, especially if you're face to face or you're doing something over the internet. It doesn't matter what my content is like. It doesn't matter how many qualifications or how qualified I am to actually deliver a training. If you don't like my voice, you don't like the way I look, you don't like my tonality, you don't like how I put things across, then you're not going to listen to any of my trainings. If you think my voice is boring, if I'm not engaging you, if I'm not passionate enough, you're just not going to watch. So that's something to keep in mind, that rapport is very, very important. And rapport is also about you being like your customers, you having that level ground where they like you because you are like them. So if you've ever walked into Tiffany's when you've been broke, you'll know the feeling. It's like you don't belong there. You feel it's kind of out of your league. Whereas if you've just won the lottery and you walk into Tiffany's, it's probably a completely different experience. But that depends. It depends on whether you've made the switch mentally to where you were to where you are now. So remember, rapport is really, really important, and it really is about connecting with your customer at that level of, yes, I've been there, I know what you're experiencing, and here's the solution. And that's also leads on to relationship, building that relationship long term by using your own story and your own passion, that relationship that you're building, that trust from initial rapport, and holding that rapport all the way through the sale will get you to engage with your customers and to keep your customers for a longer time. Your customers want results. This is the other thing to recognize. They want to get a result out of the product. And sometimes their result isn't actually the one you think it is. And that's why testing your market is always important. That's why tweaking, that's why we have split testing. So, you know, what you think your product does, someone else might use it for a completely different reason, but get a fabulous result. So have a think about that as well when you're marketing. And also perceived value. We've already mentioned Tiffany's. You know, you might be able to get something on the high street at the same price, but there's a certain buzz of getting the blue box, there's a certain buzz of getting the white ribbon, there's a certain buzz of coming out and have bought something from Tiffany's. It's that perceived value. So what else to keep in mind? Know your niche. We've just about covered that one. Know your customer, and know your customer intimately. You want to know how your customer thinks. You want to know how they're coping with their current environment, with the current economic situation, how they're coping with change in terms of the change to not just to the economy but the global change, the internet. If it applies to your business, obviously it really applies to my business because I'm teaching, you know, how to take your business online, and that obviously drives off the current changes in the internet and in technology itself. Always be researching your market. The market changes constantly. For example, in my business, looking at social media, it changes daily, and keeping up is often quite a struggle, but you need to be doing that for your market. There are stories obviously of IBM nearly went bankrupt because they rested on their laurels. Marks and Spencer's first time round were resting on the fact that they thought they had a brand name that would maintain their customers for life. It doesn't happen. There isn't a customer for life if you're not meeting the needs and requirements, and acknowledging that your customers change as well as the environment, as well as the market, as well as global economies. So always be aware of change in your niche, always be aware of your competitors, always be aware of innovation, and if possible you be the innovator. So that's the end of the training for today. I know it's probably a little bit more passionate than usual. It is something that I'm actually quite passionate about. One of the big things that I know that I've made mistakes on in the past is not doing the research in my marketing, not taking the time to understand my customer, and not realizing that actually it isn't an intellectual process, it isn't a logical process, it's an art form. So if you have any questions, you know where to find us. It's www.bromleyexpo.co.uk. Sign up and come along and meet us at the expo itself on the 14th of June. The phone number's there, the email address is there. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have feedback on what you want to know about in terms of what's the big issues in your business at the moment and what would make the biggest difference in the drive up to the expo itself. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I'm Heather Bond from Taking Your Business Online on behalf of Bromley Business Expo 2012. And remember, I'm with the social media team, so if you want to contact me directly, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and even YouTube. If you need to contact us, we're here for you. Thank you.